Hi, my name is Ivan Connerman. I'm a leadership performance advisor with Wingspan Performance in Charlotte, North Carolina. In the past few weeks, we've been supporting leaders as everyone heads into unknown territory together. We've seen waves of new situations, shifting guidance, and information that changes sometimes from hour to hour. Recently, our focus with leaders has been to help them identify and recognize several things: where they have control, how they're using that control, and just as important, what parts of a situation they don't have control over. You're probably carrying tremendous responsibility right now and making decisions in a situation that seems like it's out of some weird movie. I want to support you and hopefully those who you will share this with today with the tool that you can use to help yourself and others work better through this situation. In the mid 90s, I was in the military and I had volunteered to go to a school called SEER School, which is Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. The survival part of this is the stuff that people probably have heard the most about, where you're living in the woods, doing the best you can to eat bugs and berries and catch some bunnies and survive for several days. The resistance part of this class is the part that people may not be as familiar with, and that's where all the students were put into a simulated prisoner of war camp. The instructors were there to lean on us, put pressure on us, and attempt to get us to share information that we weren't supposed to share with the enemy. So one night while I'm there, they come get me from my cell. I've got a hood over my head, don't know a lot about what's going on. You can hear some things happening. They take me to a different building where I can tell there's more activity, there's more people in there. The instructors have me squat down, tell me to sit on my heels, and then they tell me to walk forward like a duck. So as I'm walking forward, I can tell I'm going up a small ramp. They also tell me to put my hands out and to feel the edge of the box. So I put my hands out and I feel the box, and it's not much wider than I am. And I can tell for me to fit in with my head, I'm going to be pretty squished down. I'm a decent sized guy. I'm about 6'2". So at first I think, oh, it's going to be a big box. It's going to be deep. Well, as I go up the ramp and my shoulders get to the front edge of the box, my fingertips hit the back of the box. And I realize this is a really small damn box. And right as I get to that point, the instructors begin to grab the other end of the ramp, which is actually the door, and they begin to close it, which is pushing me into that box. I start to freak. I have this flush feeling coming over me. I throw my feet up on the back wall and I get ready to push back. And I had this real, unusually for me as a 20-year-old, I had this real moment of clarity of, brother, you're going in this box. This is going to happen. I don't know how many dudes are back here. They're going to make sure you get in this box. So I said to myself, I can go in this box and freak out and be a hysterical little mess inside of this box all by myself, or I can do my best to take some deep breaths, make the best of the situation that I can. That was what I did. I went in that box. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't enjoyable. I really don't know how long I was in there. It could have been 10 minutes, could have been 30 minutes. I'm not sure. The part that was important, though, was I decided how I wanted to show up in that box. What was so important about this was no one else benefited from how I showed up outside of me. I was the first and only person in that case who benefited from my being intentional to show up in a good way to support myself. As everyone is working through these difficult times we have, I encourage all of you to recognize that there are parts of the situation where you have control. First and foremost, over your mindset. How are you deciding to show up? If you see this as a tough situation and you're going to do the best you can, fantastic. That's a great way to help you. If you're also realizing where you have control past your mindset and exercising that in ways to help you make good choices for yourself, wonderful. Helping yourself is the first way you can begin to help others. So as you support your teams, as you support coworkers and managers with decisions that are being made, always start with yourself. That being centered, that being really clear, will not only help you in working with others, it also helps you in showing others how they can show up in times like this that are so difficult. So as each of you works in situations works through situations over the next several weeks. Continue to recognize where you have control, how you're using that control, and then also be sure to be really clear for yourself what parts of the situation you don't have control over.